that's the lesson that you take from this. Don't ever, ever, ever give up on someone.
When it comes down to it, it's a very difficult sport.
I enjoy the people that are here.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Welcome to Community Closeup. I'm Joe Nelson. Today we take a look at how Coon Rapids Lions are helping people from faraway lands see each other more clearly. And we'll show you how many in Coon Rapids are getting more than just a kick out of taekwondo. But first, as the gaming world became more portable with home video game consoles and later through mobile devices, arcades for many became a thing of the past. But one Coon Rapids man made it his mission to keep quarters dropping with hopes of high scores right here in Anoka County.
This is a candy store. To somebody that enjoys playing it, am I done again? Wow. But yeah, there's over 40 machines here at all times. They have the ones here like this one. Costs a whole quarter to play 3 balls.
People from all over the metro come here, but not for the bowling, food, or drinks. Blainbrook Bowl is a beacon of bumpers, a faction of flippers, the pinnacle of pinball prowess.
It was definitely a shock. You walk in here and you just see a line up like this and this many machines in one spot. You just you feel like a kid again.
Many discovered the game at a time when they were shorter, but quarters lasted longer.
I started playing at a resort up north at the age of 6 in 1966. Back when games were a dime a game, 3 games for a quarter, 5 balls per play. I played every time we're at resorts. I'd go search out pinball machines.
Most drifted away from the machines that drew them in for so many Saturdays.
1995 was the last time that I had played pinball. My son was born January 3rd of 1995. He was born with a birth defect called spina bifida, hydrocephalus, Arnold Carey malformation. Life just changes. There's a lot of cares to deal with any special needs child. And I wouldn't trade those in.
Scott Abell and his family had much bigger concerns than reaching a top score or finding loose quarters.
Lance had, like 68 or 73 surgeries.
With Scott's son Lance unable to play pinball because of wheelchair restrictions, the Abell family found fun through other sports, whether it be playing baseball or going to Saints, Wolves, or Vikings games.
Lance was at one point a half-pint hero at the Saints games, and that meant that he got to throw out the first pitch. When the times were good, they were good. When they were bad, well, the memories are always there.
In 2009, life took another turn.
It's hard. He had come home from school. The teachers thought he didn't quite look right, and he wasn't. Lance came home by 10 o'clock in the morning, or was back home by 10 o'clock in the morning, and he was dead by 7:30 that night. One part of the 4 chambers of the heart was flabby. It was something that we didn't expect to look for, and so nobody ever did. We had everything else to look for.
He soon needed any form of distraction when his days darkened.
Your life goes back to normal with a great big hole in it. And depression is very common, and it still is today. He's been gone for 7 years, but I needed to get back into something that I enjoyed. I needed something to get my mind off of it, and this is actually my psychology in helping me get to this point. It was an escape. It was relaxation. It gave me 3 hours where I didn't have to concentrate on anything but a little silver ball. And it was like, oh, this is what I needed. This is what I wanted.
Getting just what they wanted, pinball has become an activity to share together for Jamie and Melissa McFarland.
It was the type of thing where we went from being couch potatoes to, we're not real active for medical reasons and whatnot. And it's the one thing we can do and still feel a little bit of the competitiveness.
Their pastime grew into a battle for points, bonus balls, and bragging rights.
And of course we were really nervous, like, oh, I don't know, we're not that good, that sort of thing, like everybody, is confronted with when they're asked if they want to join. But luckily, we accepted and we participated and started showing up every month after that. It was a lot of fun.
For Donnie May of Coon Rapids, it's about collecting quarters, creating memories, and keeping the game alive for his pinball playing patrons.
Well, it was something I really liked as a small kid, and I used to hang out at bowling center in Maplewood, where they had like 6 or 7 pinball machines, and I just got into playing them, and I got good at it. And then I'd wait for the service techs to show up, and eventually they'd let me mess around with the machines and fix things up, and bought my first machine when I was 12.
It wasn't long until he realized he could make more than the change from his friends' pockets.
I did sell it after I had it about a year and made a lot of money on it, and that's where it all started. I'm thinking, wow, there's something into this. I'm gonna keep this going, so I've been doing it ever since.
But in the mid-1990s, machines' lights went dark and flippers stood still. With younger generations favoring at-home video game consoles, most thought it was game over for arcades and pinball alike.
All the arcade games went down, and then arcades were closing. Pinball survived until about '97. That had a lot to do with it. The home consoles basically killed the arcade.
Pinball did die, big time. The vendors didn't want to operate them anymore because they're too much maintenance. It was too costly, and the machinery got really expensive. So
Donnie helped resurrect the game he loves in the metro area.
And then I became one of the owners here at Blanebrook, and it was time to do something different in this room, and that was my opportunity. We needed to fill some space up, and this was the answer. And people were doubtful, but it's really worked out well.
It started off because of the world ranking thing was pretty good, but then I realized, my skill set don't match some of these players. It's, when you see them come in, you might as well just basically say, yeah, okay, I'm done.
The co-owner of Blanebrook Bowl also owns all 45 of its pinball machines, oversees their maintenance, and buys and sells them regularly.
I just like to make people happy, get a smile on their face, and pinball is something different.
The lineup fluctuates in size because, well, let's face it, pinball, you're wheeling and dealing, people are always wanting to buy, sell. He's trying to improve the lineup, he upgrades, he sells, he moves stuff around. So, he's trying to keep the lineup fresh.
They each have their favorites.
This and Buccaneer and Sinbad. There's always a lot of color in every one of them.
Just about every machine in here is a favorite of mine to a point,
It's almost like saying, what's your favorite kid? But right now, basically the one here, I gotta say, that I play on a regular basis would be Jurassic Park, just because love the movie, love the theme. It's a fun game.
Although they compete for trophies, national rankings, and cash prizes, most players say that's not why they keep pushing buttons.
Now I understand the folly of pinball.
There's a tendency to bring you back to your childhood, whether you want to or not, because you get excited when you find quarters in your couch cushions and stuff like that.
Sooner or later you're going to fail or tilt, but you do it for enjoyment, your own satisfaction.
Check it out, because you might find a game from your past that you just all of a sudden like, wow, I haven't seen that. It's good for family as well. You can bring up your son, daughter. We have a lot of father and sons that come up here. Husband and wives come in for the monthly tournaments. It's pinball. What do I got to say?
Steve Manfred took home the top prize with Scott Abel coming in second. Blanebrook Bowl holds tournaments at no additional cost over the quarters to play on the first Sunday and second Saturday of each month at 2 p.m. with cash prizes for the winners. Still to come, how items laying around the house could change lives around the world by dropping them in a box. Stay with us. The Lions Club has been making a difference in how people view the world for nearly 70 years. In Coon Rapids, Lions Club members have been traveling the globe to help others see, and it all begins right here. Community Close-Up's Jordan Rylance has the story.
Tim Beckwith has traveled the world as a member of the Coon Rapids Lions Club with one mission, helping others see the world as he does.
They made a commitment to try to help people that are blind or in need. Part of that is the eyeglass recycling program.
The World Health Organization estimates that 153 million people have vision problems that could be treated with prescription glasses. But those eyeglasses come at a cost many emerging countries cannot afford. Lions clubs across the U.S. have been collecting donated eyeglasses, sunglasses, and readers for nearly 70 years and giving them to those in need across the globe.
Being able to go out and help others, at least a small amount, it's like giving somebody in the bush of Africa that can't read some readers. Okay, it's like, well, that doesn't make sense. It does if you're trying to thread a needle and you can't see it. You're sitting there going like this. So now you get the readers, and then so they can now do some sewing or other things like that. So it's pretty rewarding.
The Minnesota Lions Eyeglasses Recycling Center collects more than 700,000 pairs of used eyeglasses each year. Those glasses are then cleaned, repaired, and classified by prescription before being made available for medical mission work in developing countries. Beckwith remembers an 80-year-old woman in the Philippines who hadn't been able to see for decades. One day restored a sense and her spirit.
We had a pair of -16 diopter. I mean, they're really, really strong. I put those things on her, all of a sudden, big, huge smile. And she's like, wow, I can see. Then the next day I saw her walking around the town, big smile. It's like, she's just going around like this. And it's like, first time she could see in 40 years. It's like, that was really pretty cool.
Local Lions members have traveled to places like the Philippines, Uganda, and Costa Rica distributing eyeglasses, and the response in every country is overwhelming.
When we got there, first thing in the morning to set up, there was over 300 people standing in line already. That was pretty cool because some of the people walked like 30, 40 miles one way just to get some glasses because they can't see.
Beckwith has served people young and old, but he says the children are the driving force behind the Lions mission.
There was a school teacher that came up and asked, hey, can you come and measure the prescriptions of our kids in our school? So we did that, and there were several kids there that had really bad eyes, and they were able to get some glasses.
Lions clubs across the state and here in Coon Rapids are always accepting eyeglasses donations at a number of collection sites. Getting rid of that old pair of prescription glasses can make a huge difference to someone out in the world, giving them back something they've lost or never had.
Somebody out there donated that really thick, strong pair of glasses, and it made somebody able to see out there.
For Community Closeup, I'm Jordan Rylance.
If you'd like to donate old eyeglasses, readers, or sunglasses, you can drop them off at any of these donation sites. You can also visit the Coon Rapids Lions Club website at e-clubhouse.org for more information on the Recycling for Sight program. Up next, how Coon Rapids students are fighting to stay healthy and building confidence along the way. Stay with us.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Mom, can I have $1? Yeah, it's right. I think my purse is upstairs on the bed. It's not here. Check the dining room. No. What about your sister's room? It's not there either. The upstairs closet? The downstairs closet?
There are no more closets.
Moms everywhere are finding ways to keep kids active and healthy. Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov.
Thanks for watching Community Close-Up. Getting in shape and having fun don't always go hand in hand, but an Andover man found a way to be fit while earning belts and bare feet. We leave you here at World Taekwondo Academy to find out why many are jumping into the martial art. I'm Joe Nelson. We'll see you next month.
We work everything from the ground up.
Hundreds of students have learned how to kick, hit, and even count in Korean from Master James Franklin and his team.
We have people that do it for the self-defense, people do it for the workout, people do it to be more flexible, people do it to be more confident as a person, and I find all that stuff from it.
But not all found World Taekwondo Academy in Coon Rapids at the same point in life.
I first got involved when my daughter was 9, which was 12 years ago. We used to play and horse around and, you know, pretend to slap a little bit and she's getting her reflexes and her coordination up, and we ended up going and looking at martial arts studios, and we found Master Franklin in World Taekwondo Academy, had a really nice interview, really nice environment, and decided to join.
Paul Modica of Andover didn't keep his shoes on for long.
I lasted a month on the bleachers watching her before I joined, and about 2 months afterwards, all my original cracks and aches and pains all went away and gave way to sore muscles. The original pain was all gone. I was 40, going into my midlife crisis. Had to get out and move around a little bit and see if I still had it back from when I was 19, 20. And it just got me going. Been going ever since.
Franklin, the head instructor, arrived at this dojang in 1999 after years of watching, training, and competing in many forms of martial arts.
Of course, I was introduced to martial arts the old-fashioned way, you know, kung fu theater as a kid. I'm an Army brat. I did a little bit of karate, some kung fu, and I've done jiu-jitsu and a Korean sword. And taekwondo, actually, I started in 1994 down in Mankato. The thing that sets taekwondo apart is the kicking aspect of our martial art. We do a lot of kicking, of course, every day in class. There is a lot of crossover nowadays from different martial arts that, you know, take from this one, take from that one. A lot of them are taking our kicking ability and try to integrate it into their martial art.
Although the sport will challenge each student's mind and body, Master Franklin stresses the importance of proper pacing.
It's not as scary as most people think. You know, they come in and think, oh, we're going to be doing flips and everything. No, everyone starts off the same.
Some students train to compete, but Paul says it's a place to make friends, not enemies.
It's a great family environment for people. It's really, really nice to walk in through the door, see people that you know that you work out with, and you motivate each other, push each other, and just build some good relationships.
Paul Modica says hard work done inside the dojang has made tasks outside of it easier.
I'm in better shape and I can feel it and I can tell. It makes a big difference. It's great when people bring donuts to work because I can have donuts knowing I'm going to come here and work them off at night. So that's the biggest thing.
His belt got darker and work felt lighter.
I can tie my shoes in the morning without much effort. So it's good exercise for an adult. And you can go at your own pace. You can work into how hard you want to work over a period of months. You can work through the pain, the newness, the sore newness, and just grow at your own speed.
For Paul, that speed increased to a point where opponents had to take notice.
Everyone here at the school knows who he is, and some of his accomplishments, you know, before with competing and everything, that they speak for themselves. I mean, he didn't tell you about getting in the ring with people many degrees above him and actually coming out on top a couple times.
I went through that stage, I did, a few years back. As I got closer to 50 and now I'm 52, I scaled back a little bit. Just come here for the exercise, the fun, help teach class, work with all the kids that come here.
He's a great role model for the kids and adults here because they see that someone, you know, even entering the golden years, there you go, even if they're entering the golden years, that they still can get out and do it. We tell people all the time, you're not working to my standard, you're working to better yours. And it's your own expectations and your own goals is what you're working on. Not everyone's the same. We make them the best that they can be.
As an assistant instructor, Paul gets the chance to share what he's learned up to 4, or in Korean, net, times a week.
Make sure you turn the wrist, twist the wrist, good. You come here and you teach kids and you see what you're teaching them and you know that that's something they're going to carry with them for the rest of their life, and it's pretty self-fulfilling. It makes me feel better.
It's universal for most martial arts instructors that if they really care about the students, that's one of the greatest joys too, is to watch their progress. To see someone that's really withdrawn or not as coordinated blossom into a martial artist. That's the greatest feeling in the world.